Eco-hotels are also called as green hotels, are the earth-friendly or eco-sensitive hotels that feature innovative and imaginative programs for conserving natural resources, reducing waste, minimizing pollution, and maximizing sustainability. Some of the eco-friendly practices in hotel housekeeping are discussed in this presentation. I am Ms. Sarika Joshi, Assistant Professor at AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. Let's have a look at what eco-hotels are. Customers are looking for an accommodation today that is working to improve its sustainability and reduce the negative environmental impact. An eco-hotel is making an effort to reduce its water and energy consumption and to minimize the production of waste. Though most of the departments on the hotel will contribute to this goal, it's the hotel housekeeping which has a major say in this. In today's presentation, we are basically going to see the housekeeping energy reduction programs, the housekeeping water reduction programs, and some of the housekeeping waste minimization programs which are mostly followed by eco-hotels. The housekeeping energy reduction programs. Today we utilize external energy supplies to fulfill most of our basic needs. The hotel industry consumes energy in different forms in the form of electricity, heat, petrol, and so on. Each organization thus invests a huge amount of money to acquire all these sources of energy. To give you an example here, for instance, a 500 room, which is a 5-star property with all the facilities operating during the power crisis, pays an energy bill of rupees 12 lakh rupees per month. It is possible to save 15 to 20% of this cost by using energy conservation methods. Let's have a look at them. The major part, which is the guest rooms, accounts for most of the portion of the hotel's total energy consumption. Energy which is used for air conditioning, ventilation and heating changes with weather conditions. Hence, it is important to turn off the unnecessary equipments which are in the guest rooms such as lights, television sets and air conditionings or heaters when they are not in use. If these must be left on, then they should be adjusted to a suitable temperature which is mentioned below. It is a duty of the housekeeping supervisor to check for poorly fitting doors, windows, etc. and it should be reported to the maintenance department as soon as possible. Some of the other housekeeping energy reduction programs have a basic emphasis on the laundry of the hotel. In case the hotel has an in-house laundry, the facility will utilize a large amount of energy for washing as well as for finishing processes. The amount of energy consumed here will also depend on the type of the equipments which are there in the laundry and also, to your surprise, the kind of the fabric which is used or the linen which is used in your hotel. Hence, we should also see at the lighting which is used in the hotel. The hotel's electricity consumption is based on different types of lighting used in various areas of the hotel. However, while lighting uses the lion's share of energy, it should be remembered that heating, ventilation, air conditioning and other oversized equipments operate less efficiently. Some of the tips for energy conservation are mentioned here, which will definitely minimize the energy consumption of the hotel. The first one to mention here is a natural light. Definitely, if skylights are needed and they can be incorporated as a part of the hotel property, it will be definitely reducing on the energy consumption. The artificial lighting can be done by installing the high efficiency lighting systems with advanced control, including the motion sensors and including the dimmers. In guest rooms, for example, you can have a lighting system that is activated only after inserting the key card, and replacing the incandescent bulbs with energy saving CFLs is a very common practice which can be followed by the hotel. Temperature should be controlled. A use of an energy efficient heating or a cooling system of a proper size in conjunction with a thermally efficient building shell. Maximize the use of light colors for roofing and wall finishes. You can also use draperies and sun films on window panes to cut down on the air conditioning cost. Some of the appliances, for example, electrical equipments, also consume a lot of energy. All equipments hence should be maintained well so that we are utilizing it at the highest possible efficiency. Alternative sources such as solar energy, renewable energy sources can be used and energy can be saved on a large basis. Biogas can be used to cook the staff meals. A biogas plant, however, will have to be installed, and the organic waste which is generated in the hotel can be used for the production of this biogas. Isn't this great, students? Also, providing the transport such as bicycles, walking maps, and some of the information on the public transport system to your guests may only empower them with the information which is needed on transport and can save some of the energy consumption. Let's have a look at the housekeeping water reduction programs. Water is the most basic component of all life on earth. The enrichment of water with chemicals and waste has become a universal problem. However, since fresh water shortage is a reality, effective water management procedures are essential for the success of any establishment. Let's look at some of the general tips for water conservation. Don't leave the taps running while cleaning. Room attendants should be very careful that while they are doing the cleaning tasks in the room, the water taps should not be left to run. Check for the malfunctioning of the toilets so that excessive water flow can be reduced. Leaking plugs should be taken care. Reporting of any of these issues to the maintenance on regular basis should be one of the major tasks of the housekeeping employees working in the guest rooms. The hotel should follow the towel or the linen reuse program. This is also to create an awareness in the guests that linen reuse programs will reduce the laundry cycle and thus will help in the water saving and the energy saving programs of the hotel. Considering and implementing top to bottom method of linen change is also an appropriate method to do so. Some of the general tips for water conservation can be a basic thing like a toilet. Employ a dual plumbing in the design to use a recycled water for flushing toilets or a grey water system that recovers rainwater or other non-potable water for an on-site irrigation. Minimize the wastage of water by using ultra low flush toilets, low flow shower heads and other water conservation fixtures. These are the very basic things which are now developed by each of the hotel properties. Excess water storage should be avoided, especially hot water which loses heat easily in annulated pipes and tanks. Waste management program should be definitely followed by the hotels. Use recycled wastewater for horticulture purpose, flushing toilets and air conditioning through a separate pipe system. A sewage treatment plant should be reinstalled for recycling wastewater which is generated by a hotel. The next and the most important is rainwater harvesting. Replenish groundwater by rainwater harvesting. A total daily water requirement of a hotel could be approximately 250 kiloliters a day. Isn't it a big amount? By using the rainwater harvesting, nearly 25% of the water which is used within the premises can be saved. Think of it. Horticulture. Horticulture use timer control sprinkle systems and self-closing nozzles on hoses. The sprinkler system may be timed to operate during the early morning or the late evening. Why? Because that's the time when the sun is not at its peak. This minimizes the evaporation of water. The logic is very simple and clear. The housekeeping waste management programs also are discussed here, such as use bins that do not require a plastic bag liner. Is it doable? Yes, some of the hotels are already following that. Replace. If a plastic liner is being used, then replace only when it is soiled or when it is damaged. Collect any recyclables from the guest rooms separately to generate waste, because segregation of the waste is a most important point here to be followed. Use refillable amenity dispensers. Most of the hotels are using soap dispensers nowadays instead of keeping the small bathroom amenity bottles in the bathrooms and reducing the plastic waste. If possible, also small disposable ones which are currently in place can be replaced only if the bottle is partially used at the time of checkout. These are very small tips, but this definitely helps in minimizing the waste which is generated in the hotel, especially which is a plastic waste. Action plans. What is it that the housekeeping manager can do? They can definitely discuss the options which can help them reduce the energy, the water consumption, and any kind of waste which is definitely generated during the operations. The next step is to create a list of such potential actions and create a team of the members who needs to be involved so that they can ensure that these actions are taken care. The quickly you do, the better it is. And any further training which is required by the staff definitely has to be ensured by the executive housekeeper. The other efforts that the housekeeping team or the hotel management can do is the housekeeping plastic reduction program. Yes, plastic is being used in many parts of the hotel, especially the guest rooms wherein the amenities are being placed. The eco-friendly guest supplies and stationery thus becomes an essential program of Ecotels. A great kind of a training or an intense training is definitely followed on regular basis so that they are updated and a keen watch is been given on the teams while performing on the floors. These are some of the tips which are discussed here, and I shall come up with many more tips on eco-friendly hotels in my next presentation. For this presentation, I have used some of the references which I have mentioned here. The website is mentioned and the book, which is Hotel Housekeeping Operations and Management by Raghu Balan, has been referred for this particular presentation. So I would like to thank you all for listening to this presentation. A small effort by everyone can help to maintain the sustainability. Hence, it is always better to recycle, reduce and reuse. These small tips and efforts by everyone will definitely save our environment. To help you gain some more knowledge about this, I have a small quiz that I have mentioned in the YouTube description box. Do visit and definitely answer the quiz questions. Till I come up with the next video, you all take care of yourself. Thank you so much and goodbye.